Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to get into one of the most essential skills for any Roblox player who's got their own private server. We're talking about taking complete control over who gets to play in your world.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You've set up the perfect game, all your friends are in, the vibe is just awesome, and then one person joins and just tanks the whole thing. Maybe they're cheating, maybe they're just being a huge nuisance. It's so frustrating. But here's the great news. It is your server, and that means you make the rules. Getting that control back is actually way easier than you might think. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to do in pretty much any situation.
All right, let's kick things off with the fastest, most direct tool you've got, simply blocking the player. This is your go-to move for when you need someone gone, like right now, with no messing around.
So how do you actually do it?
Well, on a PC, it's incredibly simple. You're basically just finding their name in the player list, popping open their profile, hitting those three little dots, clicking block user, and confirming. And poof, they are gone. And hey, if you're on a phone or a tablet, it's the exact same idea. You're just tapping instead of clicking. Open up the list, tap their name, find those dots, and block them. Easy as that. Now, the really key thing to understand about blocking is just how immediate it is. The second you block someone, they're instantly booted from your server. They can't get back in, they can't message you, and this part is really important. If they were on your friends list, well, they're not anymore.
But there is a catch, and it's a big one you really need to know about. 100. That's it. That is the maximum number of people you can block across your entire Roblox account. So, yeah, blocking is powerful, but it's also a limited resource. You got to use it wisely.
So, what if you don't want to burn one of your precious block slots? Or maybe the situation calls for a more, let's say, surgical approach. Let's move on to our next tool, using the server configuration settings. This method gives you much more precise control. So instead of going to their profile, you go to the game's Servers tab, find your server, hit Configure, and from the server members list, you just click the little X to remove them. The key difference here? They're gone from the server, sure, but they are not blocked from your entire account.
Okay, sometimes a situation just calls for more drastic measures. When removing one player isn't going to cut it, and things have gotten totally out of hand, it's time to consider what we like to call the nuclear option.
This is your ultimate reset button, shutting down the entire server. This is your absolute last resort for when you need a completely clean slate and you need it now.
So when do you actually pull this trigger? Well, if you have multiple troublemakers just causing chaos, or if you just want to clear the deck and start over with a fresh group. But you see that warning at the bottom? This is so crucial. Shutting down the server kicks everyone. I'm talking your friends, your allies, everybody. They all get the boot.
All right, so kicking people is reactive, right? It's a solution after the problem starts. But the best server owners? They're proactive. So let's get into some pro tips for preventing problems before they even begin. You know, one of the sneakiest ways unwanted players get into your server is by just joining a friend who's already there. You can stop this cold. Just head to your server's configure page, find the friends allowed setting, and switch it off. Just like that. The only way in is with a personal invite directly from you.
So what happens if your invite link gets out and is being passed around to the wrong crowd? No problem. In that same configure page, just find the links section and hit regenerate link. This instantly creates a brand new one and makes the old one totally useless. It's kind of like changing the locks on your own digital clubhouse.
Okay, let's talk about one of the most rage-inducing problems. You kick someone, you remove them, and a few minutes later, they're back. How is this even happening? And more importantly, how do you stop it for good?
Let's break down the solutions. If a player just keeps rejoining, it's time for a three-pronged attack. First, make sure they are fully blocked, not just removed. Second, double-check that Friends Allowed is off. And third, regenerate your server link. For other common issues like not finding the configure button, that usually just means you need to make sure you're the owner. And if you get an error message, sometimes patience is key. Just wait a few minutes and try again, or escalate to a different method.
Now all this power, it comes with responsibility. Knowing how to kick someone is only half the battle. Knowing when to kick someone, that's what separates a good server owner from a not-so-good one.
Let's talk about being a fair server boss.
So, this is the crucial part, using your judgment. It is absolutely okay to kick someone for things like bullying, harassment, cheating, or spamming the chat. But on the other side, you've got reasons to maybe think twice. Are they just new and still learning the ropes? Did they just beat you fair and square in the game? Did they make one small, honest mistake? Kicking for those reasons? That's not really good sportsmanship.
You know, this all really comes down to just a few core principles of being a great server owner. Set clear rules and actually tell people what they are. Give a warning before you bring down the hammer. Be fair and consistent with everybody, and don't abuse your power. It's all about creating a fun and safe environment for everyone.
And that leaves us with this final, really important question. You have the tools now, you have the knowledge, you have the power, so what kind of server owner are you going to be? Are you going to create a space that's fun, fair, and fantastic for everyone you invite? The choice is all yours.